Hey everybody, I am hoping this video actually uploads because the last 2 or 3 videos I did not actually upload correctly, and I was like, screw it, I deleted them and I have no idea what I talked about. Um, so where are we at? Well, today I have I finished the raid yesterday and I selected the Javelin because in all reality this new ship, the DNX, is not too dissimilar. This one has, quite a bit more armor, decent amount more armor, one extra gun slot, which may or may not actually really mean much, because you still have to deal with dock weight. So I didn't go for the Guardian. I went for the Javelin because I didn't have that, and the kind of the base design I'm with right now. 3 or 4 Javelin right in here is probably a good kind of orientation, right? Because a Javelin is basically a Halo with scramjet, so you're kind of looking at a good range of getting shot at, right? So I went with that, and needless to say, I'm days into repairs. I finished yesterday, and let's see, I got this one, and I've also helped a couple other people, pick up some of the base fleets because, in all reality, this raid we have bases you have to go hit now, right? And some of the lower level ones, the bases are really not that hard, but some of the higher level bases are actually like real bases you might hit in real life. So they were a bit more challenging, and the what I've been helping people with is the people that wanted to get the Mercury. Mercury is a great ship. It's a great raid ship, not necessarily a baser ship, but great for raids. Those prior raids that we had with the Draconian outposts, the Mercuries are great for that. Put some siege cannon on there, some phalanx, some hailstorm, some of the this thingamajigger. Hold on a second. How that countermeasure, and okay. Let me just, since I've started it, let me just tell you what I think. I saw a video of the great build. It had countermeasure 3. It had not armor. Basically had MC3, and then it would have definitely had the strike missile 3 with siege missile, which most people won't have. Most people won't have the F, but you either pick the not that one. You'll either pick the combat speed or the turn speed. You'll probably pick the combat speed, so D55V, and then 2. Let's see, where'd they go? 2 phalanx, phalanx 2, and then 2 hailstorm B, and then you have a pretty decent little build there going on. Resistance to a lot of stuff, They were doing pretty good in the last raid. They would do pretty good in this raid, except for the bases. And in all reality, some of the bases. What level bases? Actually, let me just show you this. I'm probably not really. That's probably a bad idea. Hold on, let me just do. Hold on, let me pause it for a second. Okay, you should be there. Let's see. What most people were going to hit was the 30. 30 might be a bit much for Mercury. These two did not have full armor. You could actually hit this one from right here, and you hit this one from right here, and then you're working your way in. I hit this one probably about 3 or 4 times. One time for myself, and then 3 times, 2 or 3 times for other people. 40, I have hit a bunch. I have hit a crap ton. I think I hit this one at least 4 times. 1 time for myself and then 3 for others. And the beauty of the level 40 is that you don't have to stop moving. There's nothing. There's no hails. There's no howies. There's no Serbs. There's no reason for you to ever stop moving. So what I did was I had a pinch, and I would pinch these javelins all at the same time, right? And I would just keep moving, and I would target fire the flak as I was going through it. So this was like target fire this, target fire this, target fire this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then this one. And then I would stick my ships right here. And if I had my MCX that had the 5 fleet MCX that had some hailstorm, then I would take this guy out just sitting there. If I had my MCX that only had 3 ships in it, I would still target fire this one, but I would be taking some damage. Because if you sit right here, you are in the dead zone of this ship, and all of the javelin. So you can sit right there and not be hit at all. So I actually hit a bunch of those. The 45 I only did for myself. The 50 I actually I did one for myself, and then I did a part of one for somebody else. So somebody else had taken out this piece, these ships, these, and this, and then they died. So I came in with my 3 ship MCX, and I took out this ship, I took out this ship, I took out, I think he took out one of these turrets. No, he took out these 3 turrets. And so I took out a couple extra turrets. I took out this ship, these 2 turrets, and all but 1 volley for this ship. You could have hit that with a Thud 1 and it would have killed it. So that's as far as I gotten, and then I died, and then he came in with assault mortars. Took out this one, and oh no, there was like 1 shot left of this halo. Took out that, and then he turned his ships around so that his buddy could come in and kind of clean up the rest. So I helped 2 different people try to get the Mercury. And that guy was trying to get something at the tier 5 level. So I've been kind of trying to help people as I have ships repairing. And so right now I'm probably going to help somebody tonight, but I kind of want to repair. One thing that I did notice was I have 1 ship in this DNX fleet that has this one. It has the level B siege mortars. Holy crap! Holy crap! Does the siege mortar B? You would. I was using it on the level 50, and the draconian little like turret crap that they have, the little 4 thing in the row. You would see the little meter go a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and then every once in a while I go a lot. And I'm like, oh, that's the B hitting. The other ones with the S hitting. Every once in a while you'll see the B hitting, and the meter would just literally like triple the distance that the Bs were making it go. Oh my goodness! So I am in the process of refitting some DNXs with a level B siege mortar. Oh my gosh! Which is actually the reason I'm doing the video tonight. Somebody asked me a question of ideas for DNX builds. Okay, well, we have, I guess I have a pinch now. We have new mortar shells. We have the Q and we have the B. Well, this doesn't really help on this size screen, does it at all? My builds don't really change. Let me show you. Wait, hold on. Reset. That's the button I want. So let me show you 3 different builds, and I'll show you 1, 2, 3, and you realize that these are different fleets, not different ships in the same build. So you have, if you want a 5 ship DNX fleet, that will have 10 siege mortars, you're basically looking at, no, you're basically looking at this. Okay, so that's one fleet. So if you wanted 10 siege mortars and you wanted 5 DNX, this is kind of what you're looking at. This is pretty much the only way to build this out. If you dropped Hailstorm, you could probably up armor, but in all reality, with the new Shockwave and the new Salt Missile, you probably want about as much Hailstorm as you can get. Now, to be honest, 5 fleets of Hailstorm A is not the most Hailstorm that you can get in a fleet. The most Hailstorm that you can get in a fleet is if you do this. But you have to drop from 10 siege mortars to 8 siege mortars. You can do this. Hold on. How much am I off by? I'm off by like a hair. Okay. This basically gives you, the rest of them have all B's. This actually gives you number of salvos coming out. This actually gives you the most number of salvos that I believe. If you want to get the most number, of siege cannons, of siege mortars, and you can switch the S's for the B's, and I would if you can. Clear that. Clear that. You can't really do a whole lot more. I think something like that. I don't know. Something along those lines. And you can basically do a 12 siege mortar fleet. Now, if you know that you're going to hit a lot of hailstorm, not hailstorm, if you're going to hit a lot of halo, you know, here's an option, an 82% missile defense. It's a slow ship. It cannot handle much of anything but missiles. If it's Halo and there's a high missile fleet, you will rock it with this one. You will just basically just blow it out of the bloody water. But if they have phalanx, if they have not phalanx, if they have javelins, they can have one javelin and just wipe the mess with you. So just to let you know. Another option is basically to have you can have L's or you can have Q's. Q's would be better, and if you have the Q's do not take a long time to build. A whole ship of basically like 6 of these is like a day, 24 hours. You can do basically this, and then you can throw in one of these suckers, and then you can throw in some of these suckers, and you basically at that point can actually still have an entire fleet. And what am I thinking of? You can actually do different. Something I had to build earlier where you actually had to change half of your hails to A. Well, they have the new option. Oh, maybe it was this one. So the new thing from this raid was the siege targeting, which weight-wise is 17% weapon weight, which is similar to the cluster 2. So if you stick the cluster 2 on there, kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking at here. So that's kind of heavy. Maybe I was doing A on all of them. I don't actually remember now. We're gonna have to play with it a little bit. Maybe we were doing this. Maybe we were doing this. That probably looks a little familiar. That might be about right. And then how many of these can we turn back to B? We're pushing at this point. Okay. Okay, so here, this is an option, right? We're a little less armor. We're still at 71% missile, still at 50%, 56% ballistic, and 34% evade. And if these were all Qs, you're looking at double salvos for these. So you're gonna mess them the heck up. And this means this is equivalent to the siege thingamajigger, which I do have in here somewhere. Siege targeting, which would be 75% building damage improvement, right? Which is like another 3 ships or something. And you still have a decent amount of hailstorm. I mean, not a crazy amount. I mean, hopefully nobody's coming against you with the same ship. But this would actually be a pretty decent build too, because you got a little bit of speed, you got some turn ability, so you can dodge some halo, dodge some mortars if you need to. If you need to spin around, head back the other direction, get a little breather, and then come back in, you have a little bit of time to do that with the Speed System 3. So that's actually a pretty decent build. My mom has she doesn't actually have all of that tech. She doesn't have that. She doesn't have this. She's running. Let's see how far we can go with this one. That's probably what she's running. My mom. She's probably running the Strike System 3 just for the speed, so we don't screw up the hail. Reactive armor. Actually, she's probably running ballistics, I think. How does this run? Something like this, and then a couple more Bs. 73 missile, 47% ballistic, evade 28%. And then these, she actually has them all Q based, all shockwave Q. I watched those hit some of the raid bases. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh I wish I had some of those. Those would be freaking awesome, because there's just rain and purple mortar. It's pretty cool. So that'd be cool. I'm working on upgrading the javelins. I don't know how many I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with one. This one for sure. However many more at that point, I don't really know. I'll have to sort of play it by ear to figure that out. For future raids, I honestly, you got to expect that we might have the you have to expect that we might have what we had this time, and you have to expect that we might have what we had the time before, was all the draconian outpost thingies. We only saw that I think one time, so you really have to expect that we're going to have that again. And you need to start thinking about the fact that someday they're going to hit our bases. And I'll say that for the sheer fact that War Commander, which is a Kingside game, which is older than, I think it's older than Battle Pirates, or might not be older, but in War Commander, they hit your base. You defend your own base. And granted, I quit playing War Commander because I bloody suck at that game. However, when they had raids, the best I ever did was when they were hitting my base. That is the best I ever did in raids. I was like, I can defend my own base. I'm not that great at hitting other bases with War Commander stuff, because War Commander is actually reasonably a bit more complicated than Battle Pirates. You got to expect that that's going to happen one day. So don't totally ignore your base. You just keep working on your base. Keep working on it. Work on your ships too, but work on your base, because in all reality, if they're going to hit your base, you're probably going to change out your guard fleet to be very, very offensive. You know, this is not setting up, you know, if they ever get to the point where they're going to hit our base, I'm not going to be using Goliaths when they hit my base. I'm going to be using something else, and they're going to be sitting here. And I'm going to go kill their asses before they even get anywhere close into the base. That, you know, that's the way you kind of treat if they hit our bases. You are not on the defense, even though they're in your base. You are still on the offense. And you probably will restructure the base so that you don't die, you don't take a lot of damage. Everybody will do a refit, a reorganization of the base very, very quickly. Oh, let's see. I have not actually successfully done a video in a while, so you don't know this. I am working on 2 Tritons. I'm working on ranking them up right now. The what's on here is really just for ranking up purposes. Original idea was from the prior raid where we had the Draconian outpost, and I was like, oh my gosh, where you can have 2 or 3 people in a raid at the same time. I was like, well, if I had a couple of Tritons that had some Hailstorm and some Phalanx on there, not some Phalanx, yeah, some Phalanx on there, you know, kind of just lagging behind somebody, dude, I could totally help them out. They would take a crap ton less damage, and I wouldn't take any damage because I'm still technically behind them. And they would actually not be horrible ships to be in a defend fleet. You know, if I had a Triton like right here, actually really right here, and like a second one, another one that could like move kind of in that direction. I don't know how that would work. That would be bloody awesome. You know, actually, if I've had a Triton that my one offensive gun was like the this guy, Piranha, right? Is Piranha the one I'm thinking of? Yes, Piranha. If I had one that's a Piranha, it's such a small mortar, such a small range. I could set it here, and it would move all the way to wherever its maximum range was, and it would just sit there. You know, so I'm building 2 Tritons for that purpose. So after I finish the Siege Mortar B, then I'll work on building the Tritons, and then I'll figure out what the heck I'm gonna do with my defend fleet. I'll do something, right? So that's what I'm doing. Is there anything else that you might want to know? This actually seems very interesting. Maybe after the Tritons I might do something with it, because I do have... do I have any... Oh shit, oh well. I do have this one DNX that was originally in my base fleet that I don't use. In all reality though, it might do better if I switch these to the Q than to the assault mortar. But I don't know. We'll see. If I do anything with assault mortar, it'll be refitting this fleet to do something with the defend fleet. But the way this base is really set up right now, this ship is the reason I don't die. This is the reason my base does not fail. More than anything else, this alone is the reason the base does not fail. You're getting shot at all the way here. When you're turning, it's this one little corner you don't get shot at, but actually it moves up, so you actually do still get shot at in this corner. But you get shot for a long damn time. And if I can get a Triton to kind of cover this area, it's only going to make it stronger. This is the reason my base has not fallen with this new design. I have moved my dock because my dock was originally sitting there, and the problem is a lot of the good ships, they die in this region right here. The not so great ships die around here. The good fleets die around here. Nobody's broken this one yet, but everybody has broken the dock. So I'm like, let's move the dock over here. Let's see how it does way over here. So we're going to see how that goes. So anyway, that is about all that's going on. So it's a couple of DNX builds. Oh, let me show you real fast. Let me show you the Mercury that I'm thinking that would be kind of awesome. Assuming that you don't have the siege, the fancy ass. I'm assuming you don't have these siege missiles. So we're going to go with combat speed. We're going to go with a couple hailstorm. We're going to go with a couple phalanx. We're going to go with some evade armor. Depends on what you got. We're going to go with some strike system. We're going to go with some MC3. And then we're going to go with some countermeasure. Oops. This, in my opinion, from looking at a prior YouTube video on some of the raids, is a bloody awesome ship. A variation that I've seen is basically you switch this to this, and I think you can actually still get, you can still fit them. Now what that means is you're 53% evade, which is actually quite a bit of evade. Let's do this. Switch this to here. You're still 21% evade, and I don't know. In my opinion, I think evade probably takes precedence over whether the ship's. If the missile is going to hit you, evade probably has the first piece of math, and then the phalanx probably has the second piece of math. Or actually, it might be the dead opposite. In all reality, I think it's the dead opposite. I think the phalanx has the first shot because it's the furthest range. So it takes a shot at you, and then it has to figure out if it's going to hit you or not. So, and then you can shoot down a crap ton of mortars if you have basically 2 and then 10, so 20 hailstorm 10 hailstorm Bs with countermeasure 3. You can shoot down a lot of mortars, and then shoot down a decent number of missiles, throw in some evade in there, and then some offensive. That's a decent little boat right there. I'll tell you, that is a decent little boat. This is not a bad boat either. If you don't have countermeasure, guidance scrambler, not a bad boat either. This is not a bad setup. I'll tell you what. If you got the Mercury, shoot for this. Whatever you can't do, tweak it, right? If you can't do this, then do this. If you can't do this, let's see, if you can't do that, what you're probably going to have to do is this. And then you're probably going to have to bring that down to here to make weight. This looks like my mom's fleet. Actually, no, my mom has this. This is my mom's fleet. My mom has Mercuries. I think this is kind of what she has. And don't get me wrong, this works pretty good too. Because predominantly you're getting shot at by missiles, and then you're going to get some ballistics in there. She doesn't have any defense against ballistics except for evade. But maybe she has a higher armor. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. It's been a while since I helped her set that up. But siege missiles on Mercuries, a couple of those, and then everything else to kind of help you stay alive is these are really good ships. So build you some of those. It might take you 2 months to build a good raid fleet, but do your best. See what you can do. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.